Welcome. Here we have two dull-looking cubes. Let's spice things up with a few textures. First, select the area that you'd like to texture. Once that's done, hit F2 to bring up the texture selection window. From this vast selection of textures, pick one that you like and click on it. After that, hide the texture selection dialog by pressing F2 again. Let's do that again a few times. Now that you've mastered the texture selection dialog, it's time to learn a few shortcuts and hotkeys. Hold down Y and use the mouse wheel, or keypad plus keypad minus, to scroll through the list of textures. A very useful hotkey is keypad 5. It applies the texture you used last to the current selection. If you don't want to use the mouse wheel plus Y combo, there's always keypad 4 and keypad 6 that do exactly the same thing. The default textures may not always be exactly what you want, but fear not, there are many properties that you can tweak. Press P to bring up the texture properties window. Use the red, green, and blue sliders to adjust the color of the texture. Use the scale slider to increase or decrease the size of your texture to suit your needs. Control your texture's rotation using one of the options in the top right area of the Properties window. Use the offset and scroll sliders to control your texture's starting position and animation. As educational as that was, it turned out looking horrible. So let's reset all these changes. Bring up the Properties window using P and click on Reset All Modifications. Let's select the top area of this cube to learn another useful hotkey that you'll be using a lot. Once selected, bring up the Properties window and paint it with your favorite color. The hotkey in question is F7, and what it does is fill the selected area with the color you used last. Now it's time to learn how to add some grass. There are two types of textures for this. Let's use the simple one first. That doesn't look very impressive. Now let's use the fancy texture and see how it looks. Much better. Let's create a small grassy garden around these dubious looking cubes. Select the area you'd like to grassify and use Keypad 5 to directly apply the latest texture to it. Well done. Let's take a closer look at it. There's one more type of special textures you need to master before completing this tutorial. These are called glowing textures, and you will probably find them very useful. You can use F7 to fill them with the latest color. And you can use the Properties window to adjust the color exactly the way you need. That concludes our texturing tutorial. We hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing your masterpieces